then ultimately what we're looking at is how we can even improve energy consumption in the course of stadium lighting. That's really the direction the industry is on. So what I've given you, we've done, Jeremy tasked us with taking a look at that. We came out and looked at it. We went with one supplier. This is one supplier of stadium lighting, this Qualight. There's a number of other ones that do kind of the same things. And what they did was they took a look at your existing field. They did calculations for foot candles that we would want to expect to see on that field for safety reasons. And then put together a package for us of what that would entail and how much work that would, what that would take to make that happen. So there's all kinds of diagrams in that packet that you can feel free to look through, all the way from how the new poles would get built, what the foot candle expectation, what the lighting expectation would be on the field. And I touched a little bit there on poles. So poles, we've looked at two options associated with doing this lighting. One is to reuse the existing poles that are on the field, which actually appear to be in really good condition. So there's no necessarily a reason that we would get rid of those poles. As I say that, there are reasons why we would look at replacing those poles. Primarily, the biggest reason is those poles were designed for a specific type of light fixture. And what we're doing now is those light fixtures are 25 years old at this point. So technology has changed drastically about the way we can control light, put light exactly where we want it to be so you don't end up with a lot of light spillage that goes beyond the field. So we can control the way lights work a lot better than we could 25 years ago. And as a result, 115-foot tall poles like you've got out there isn't necessarily conducive to this new technology that's offered within lighting. So what I've done is we actually asked for the manufacturer to look at what it would take to reuse the existing poles versus all new poles and all new lights. And at the very back of this packet, you're going to see financial breakdowns of how this, what the costs are associated with this project. And we priced it two different ways. We priced it with replacing the poles, and we priced it without replacing the poles. The caveat to that is we still need to do an engineering study of the existing poles. There still has to be a study that does two things. It evaluates the poles to ensure that structurally they can support the weight of the new light fixtures. We don't generally run into a problem with that side of it. Generally that ends up working out well. Where we run into a bigger problem is the height of those poles, and back to that what I was talking about with how light fixtures have changed over the years. So you take a light fixture that's intended to be mounted at say 85 feet and you put it at 115 feet, it performs significantly different. So you may end up driving the cost up of light fixtures because you're putting them up so high, you've got to put higher lumens in or higher wattage of bulbs in to be able to achieve the same light level that, say, an 85-foot tall pole would be. So that's one side of it. The second point to this is even at the end of the day, if we go through the entire evaluation of it and say the lighting's going to work and we reuse the existing poles, you still have this conflict that basically whoever does this lighting for you is going to say, we are relieved of all responsibility if this lighting doesn't perform the way we think it will perform. So there's that kind of difficulty to deal with. When you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, the dollars of it, it looks like it's about a $50,000 to $60,000 savings to reuse the existing poles on about a $350,000, $400,000 project is what I've identified there. It's our recommendation, and this is what we've done in other districts, including Bath, just as of recent, as this past summer we put lighting in there. It is generally our recommendation that you go forward with new poles. We can certainly go the direction that you as a community, as a board, and as a superintendent decide to go, and that option is out there, but it has difficulties, and I'm not sure that the cost savings outweigh the difficulties that could come with poor performing lights. It's kind of, I guess it would be similar to buying a TV that you want to mount it on your wall, and the manufacturer of the TV says, here's my mounting bracket, and if you put it in, I guarantee it's going to work. And you save $20 by buying a third party, and your bolts don't line up to the holes, and you just end up with headaches. So it's an option that we can do. I could give you examples of where we've done that. I don't have any tonight where I can tell you where we took light fixtures, new LED light fixtures, and put them on a 25-year-old pole. But I can certainly gather that information if you guys want to know any cases where we've done that throughout the state. I can get that for you.